Okay, welcome back everyone to the channel. Today we'll be going over an analysis of the election discussion between Trump and Hillary. What was it? Debate number one. I just wanted to go over a few points and tell you who I think won, coming from a Trump supporter. Trump got some good hits in, but missed a lot of chances. Some examples being Clinton talking about imprisonment of young minority males for too long, for so little, and that women apparently should earn the same if they do a worse job, was where a key interjection would have torn her apart. He stumbled with his words 3 or so times, with one being particularly amusing. Some injections were good, but a good deal of them were wasted or unnecessary. On some questions, due to him wanting to continue on previous ones, means that he didn't give an answer, was when he rambled quite a bit. And he really should have got notes so he could keep on track. I didn't see him write at all. He just interjected whenever he felt that he needed to, instead of writing notes and creating a actual rebuttal when it was his turn to speak. His positives from this, some of these issues he can't be hit again on in the future debates, so he no longer has things like the birthism hanging over him as a distraction concerning the Obama birth certificate. Also, that future debates will likely feature questions that put Clinton instead on the defensive from the get-go, as many did to him. He also pushed the fact that she talks nice like a politician, but is a failure when it comes to action, and the big one of the bad deals, the Mexico VAT tax being a nice mention, and the like, which he really pushed constantly. Clinton both attacked and was calm, look at her big smile, which got the desired result. Trump eventually lost patience. I felt, though, if people hadn't made up their mind, would be convinced remains to be seen. I'm biased, obviously, but it all came back across very false and scripted, which Trump was anything but, and people tend not to like that, as you can be seen as too slick, as they say. Her positives is that she attacked strongly and put Trump on the defensive, which is key, and if Trump doesn't adapt to that, then that should get her through. Overall, Clinton wins the first round. She had the chin lock cinched tight, and Trump needs to do those 3 elbows to the stomach in the next debate if he wants to break out. He can rest easy knowing that her largest ammo has already been fired, and he needs to land some big blows to her in the future. I'll admit, Trump was a bit weak this time around. Hillary remained composed and respectful throughout, where Trump's interjections were regular and often without emphasis. I know that this debate was probably not real-time Q&A, as Hillary even admitted during the debate she had been practicing her routine. For how long remains to be questioned, but her organisation was definitely a level above Trump's. I attribute this to scripting. In a situation that requires her to think on her feet, she would fall flat. But in this debate, they were discussing major issues, which helps Hillary and how much she would have practiced, concerning things like Black Lives Matter and the birther issue. And I know that Lester said that these questions were formed in secret, no one knows what they are. They were very, very major issues and things that all the politicians have been speaking about beforehand, so they really didn't need to be debated on as such, because they had already proven their points in their rallies and things like that. Nonetheless, that's what he did, and they essentially had a lot of time to practice those specific questions. Hillary obviously practiced more so, and Trump must have practiced on unrelated questions. Hillary was definitely a better debater, but this environment is not one that Trump excels in. He's better by his lonesome, talking, speaking, inspiring people when he is on his own. Even still, I'd like to see them in future debates and perhaps respond to some more spontaneous questions, neither of which either can rehearse for. Things like homegrown terrorism, how to bring jobs. Oh, I know, I suppose they did that quite a bit in their debate. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert, but they could have easily created some hypothetical situations which may arise in their presidency, such as like what are their policies on nuclear weapons and things like that. When's the best time to use them? How will they use them, and against who? Although that could ruin some foreign affairs. I suppose it's best to keep your cards close to your chest. Yeah, that just about covers some of the main things. I want to go over some things in a more organized sense, so I can, disorganized sense, so I can freely talk about some of the things in the debate that I think could have gone better for Trump and Hillary. Concerning the I guess presidentiality of each of the two candidates, I'm not sure if that's a word, but I'm gonna use it for the sake of this. Both of them aren't as presidential as, say, someone like Mitt Romney in the previous election, or even someone like Ted Cruz. But I suppose this is what we've got, and I guess Hillary is more experienced, but as Trump has continuously exposed, she is crooked, as you could say. Yeah, she's definitely corrupt in more ways than one. Especially, it definitely turns me off when she is accepting donations from governments of who I would say are my enemy in that in Islamist countries, such as Saudi Arabia being one of the main ones. And Trump's got no experience in politics. However, his business experience would be able to help him majorly in the economic side of his campaign. I wasn't so sure about his tax reform in the 15% corporate tax, but I mean, he's the expert. The Laffer curve says 30% for corporations means the best revenue for governments. However, I think that the 15% would be able to spur better growth within America and perhaps bring jobs from major what are they called industry companies back to America, just so they don't have to ship all their product, even though the manufacturing costs in other countries are a lot cheaper. Rambling. Trump's got no political experience. However, his business experience should help him. Yeah. Concerning the Iraq War, however, I mean, I was all for it. Any dead Muslim is a good Muslim. However, the two of them have been going at each other for their supposed views on if they should have stayed or if they should have stayed out of the Iraq War. Trump has said that he is against it now, I suppose, but back then is debatable. According to these fact checkers, apparently he was for it. I suppose that would have helped him in his businesses or something. I don't know the exacts about it. However, Clinton being absolutely for the Iraq War to help her government's standpoint is definitely questionable. Going to war with a country just so your country can profit rather than having an actual valid casus belli. The Twin Towers shouldn't have sparked a war in another country. Really, it should have sparked an insurgency operation to kill Osama and should have ended it at that. Or maybe, eliminate the rest of the terrorist groups instead of fucking sending 100,000 troops over and 20 billion Humvees and whatever else. Anyway, as for each other's temperament, Trump's definitely a lot more hot-headed, which may help him in discussions worldwide, in that people may see Trump as a threat and respect him more. The Prince definitely shows that, fear is better than love if you can't have both, or something. Anyway, considering Trump is the head of the most powerful fucking country on earth, smaller countries will like have to respect him, especially in that Trump is supposedly imperialist at heart, which means that he would annex countries if he so desired. Something like what Russia is doing with Ukraine, if you don't know what that means. Well, I'm sure you do. Or Germany and Poland back in the day. Yeah, but Clinton's temperament, I mean, from what I saw in the debate, she was cool and calm. But I'd fucking definitely say that's up to scripting. She had no qualms with whatever Trump was saying and completely went off topic at any point she could. Whenever Trump accused her of something, yeah, that would definitely put her on the good side. That's where her politics career has helped her more than anything. She remained calm, kept her composure, whatever. However, in the grand scheme of things, her composure and lack of urgency may lead to some problems within the state, especially concerning homegrown terrorism, where she may think that's not a problem, or if she decides to go to war with somebody, which I know she will. Yeah, it may spark a problem concerning that. She may be on Adderall or some shit, which may give her a problem. Considering she is absolutely mental, if you look up Hillary's sickness, you can see that she is not healthy at the moment. Yeah. This is the part of the debate that probably pissed me off the most. The part when Hillary accused Vladimir Putin of hacking the DNC and basically exposing their entire organization for having no fucking security whatsoever. Some evidence of this is when they bloody emailed out their passwords while the DNC was being hacked. Like, how stupid can you be, right? Anyway, that pissed me off the most. I'm pretty sure Vladimir has no intention of, like, going to war with the USA at all because they're not communist anymore. Like, there's no need for the Cold War again because Russia isn't the bloody USSR. And this is probably, like, my main, like, liking of Trump, because Trump and Vladimir are very similar. Like, that may seem bad, but Vladimir is a very, very good president as far as Russia is concerned. Yeah, they're very similar, so I would think they'd get along really well, and that'd be good considering their relation with each other and how close they are geographically, and that you could probably walk to Russia from Alaska or swim to Russia from Alaska in the wintertime. Yeah, the relation between each other is good. When Hillary accused Vladimir, that pissed me off pretty well, because she's just destroying her like relationship with Russia at that point if she like did that. There's no evidence for it, because like, why would Russia want to do that, I suppose, over someone else, like someone who's just very Trump supporter-y and who's very good at hacking. I know there's a lot of them. Bloody alt-right on 4chan can do all that shit, right? So that pissed me off pretty well. Yeah. As for the nuclear codes, I wouldn't be worried about either of them using nukes. I mean, there hasn't been anyone been using nukes against each other since bloody Hiroshima. The Cold War was just testing. There was always the nuclear threat, but it was only ever a deterrent. If there wasn't nukes, there would have actually been a boots on the ground war. So the nuclear deterrent is always good in my eyes. Anyway, Hillary feared for America's safety if Trump got his hands on the nuke codes. That to me is hypocritical at best. Hillary basically just destroyed her foreign relations with Russia like 10 minutes earlier, and then she's going on about how Trump is someone to be feared with the nuclear codes. That just gave me a massive headache. Like, how stupid can you be? And the tax returns, yeah, Hillary's emails basically said it all. They've both got dirt, so yeah, whatever. That just about covers the analysis. So thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. See you around.